Hello, and welcome to Bees and Tea Stitching. I am your host, Sebastian, and as you can see, somewhere behind me, that just leaned down. Oh, there we go. There's a Selena over here. Oh, there we go. And the Selena is moving. Okay. Anyway, hello, welcome to my floss tube. This is my little corner of the internet where I talk about stitching, sometimes my cat, a little bit of life, a little bit of everything. So there you go. You guys are getting a little bit of bonus um, Selena butt right now. Selena butt. Anyways, welcome to anybody who is new. Welcome back to all you guys who have been here before. Always glad to see you guys. Probably gonna be a little bit longer this time because I got a bit to talk about and to show you. But I mean, not too long because I tend to kind of talk sort of fast anyway. So, yeah. So welcome. First off, for life stuff. As you guys may know if you listened to the last couple, I did go on a little mini retreat this last weekend, which was really fun. Up sort of in towards the mountains-ish, kind of close to a lake, but not on the lake. It was very pretty. It was very nice. There were farm animals. There was a asshole rooster who kept waking us up, and would lead you around the house. He wandered. He had a couple of hens, and yeah, so that was fun. I will try to remember to put some pictures up on my Instagram. I'm terrible about using that. I'm sorry. I know I need to. But yeah. So yeah, it was fun. Got some haul from that. Got a lot of stitching done. A lot of stitching done. So, despite what you usually think of retreats, since this was a really small one, obviously there was plenty of distraction, but there were seven of us. Yeah, seven of us total. And so there wasn't a lot of distraction. There wasn't a lot to do. There wasn't any TV there was Wi-Fi, so yay. So there wasn't as much distraction, and so got a lot done. All right. Well, that's about all I can think of for life stuff. So I guess I will go ahead and start on the stitching. So I do not have any finishes. I had to think about it for a second. I have two that are really, really close to finishes that will probably be finishes next week. Yeah. So I'm going to assume there probably will be. One I know has less than 500 stitches. The other one, I don't know. It's hard to judge. I probably has less than, it may have about 500-ish. So, but anyway, even if it's just a little over 500, I will probably go ahead and finish that anyway. So yeah, so no FFOs, no new starts. Yeah, I think that's about it. And like I said, I should have some finishes to show you guys next week, hopefully. Two of them. And before I get too started here, I have my tea, of course. A little hot. Hi, Selena. What you doing? Yeah, Selena, hold on. See if I can get this over here. Hey, I know you like tea. She really does like tea. It's really weird. Even hot tea like this, she came over and sniffed at it. I think she does realize it's hot and probably should not be touched. But anyway, it's Stash Double Bergamot Earl Grey. So if you if you really like that bergamot flavor of Earl Grey, and you want it to be a little bit stronger, highly, highly recommend this stuff. It's good. You want to sniff? Oh, got the purrs going too. Hey. Yeah, I wish you guys could hear the purrs, but I don't think it's going to be picked up on the mic, unfortunately. Alright, so, stitching, finally. These are not in any particular order. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 actually that I've gotten my 500 stitches in, and one I just started on last night, which does not have its 500 yet, obviously. So for anybody who might be a little bit new, I am trying to touch every whip, put at least 500 stitches in it at a time. Sorry, eyeball. And so I have touched everything but 2, I believe. And I whipped up to 50 whips for my 50th birthday, which I'll talk about later. And I have whipped down to, I would assume about, sorry, there's something on my glasses somewhere. Anyway, I would assume that I'm probably down to 40-ish, if I had to guess. I have started some stuff, but I have finished a few things. I actually had a kind of a finished palooza for like 2 or 3 weeks. I finished like 6 or 8 things. It was kind of crazy. It wasn't planned. It's just kind of how it was. And Selena's gone. Probably going back towards the window. Anyways, so that's just a little thing, so you know, everything you see, well, except for the last one, will have 500 new stitches in it, at least. Or I usually try to stick around 500. So here is Mill Hill, Marine Life Quartet, Lobster. Oh, sorry, Lobster. I know, I can't do it. So, there's going to be, just hold on, let me put this back behind it. Really not going to be a whole lot of much here. But really I'm just filling in this whole part here. I mean, this is a lot of just, you can see the tail here, some of the body, and one of the legs, and another one of the legs right here. There you go. You can kind of see a little closer now. But yeah, as you can see by this, it's just a lot of blue in the background, which is unusual for a Mill Hill, but it does make for pretty easy stitching. I mean, obviously, as you can tell, there are places where you have to worry about the legs, and also there are empty spaces, as you can see here, where beads will go. But for the most part, it's pretty easy stitching. I really cannot complain about the stitching for this one. Except that it does, it can get a little boring. But, you know, I'm getting the boring part over with first, so I can start doing all of the cool lobster colors. I guess I'll throw these over here for right now. Second is going to be the one that I do not have a picture for, so I will just have to show you the actual pattern. That is Ink Circles, Reflections of London. You can see how much I've done. And it's not that far from being done, honestly. Surprisingly. I had just barely gotten to a little bit over halfway last time. And it goes this way. There we go. The 500 stitches got me quite a ways. So, as you can see, this is the halfway point. That is the center. That little spot right there. So, this is all that I was working on here. So this is the end. That is the end of it. So I have 3 corners, which means I just have to go up from here, and that's done. I mean, there's more, as you can see up here. It doesn't end here. It goes up a little further. But, I mean, there is kind of an end in sight. So, it's definitely more than 500 stitches. I would say, if I had to guess, it's either going to be 2, it's probably going to be 3 more, at least 3, maybe even 4 more 500, 500 stitches. Because there's just still a bit to go, but it goes really fast. It honestly does. So, is this the one where there was a tiny mistake, or did I fix it? I don't remember. I think there was a mistake, but I fixed it. This is the kind of thing where you can't really fudge it because everything is symmetrical. So I mean, if it was something teeny tiny, maybe you could get away with it, but for the most part, you can't really fudge. You really have to fix your mistakes. But there you go. That is Ink Circle's reflection of London. Oh, I forgot to say. Hold on. Oh, get back over here. This is a Ilara, I believe that is, designs. So with cute otters. This is, of course, all the called for stuff on it. This I got, I'm 99% sure I got it at Stitching in the Springs in Yellow Springs, Ohio. So, and then this one, I'm fairly certain is a Vicky Stitch and Button bag. So with that, this is not the called for fabric or thread, or fabric or yeah, fabric or thread. It is actually a silk. I believe it's a Live-and-Dye LA. I'm sorry, not yeah. No, I'm sorry, not a silk. It's a cotton. I apologize. This is the Live-and-Dye LA Wise. So there you go. All right. So that is that, and then this was a 14 count, like a icy blue Ada that somebody had actually started the same pattern on for my LNS, and she didn't like how she was doing it on it, and so she gave it to me, and so I did the same pattern, the same fabric with a different thread, and it's going well. And I think hers might actually be done. I'll have to ask her. She's been out for a bit. She's having some medical issues, so I don't know where she is stitching wise on that, but I'll try to ask. This is also, I think a stitching button bag, and this one again I'm actually using my tablet for this one, so I don't have a pattern, but you can, I mean, it's far enough in that you can tell what's going on. This is one of my two that I think I'll be able to finish by next time. As you can tell, actually, yeah, there's not 500 stitches left in this, because all I've got is the cat, and then filling in a few of these things. I'll have some white in them. So this is a little trans cat that I'm doing for a friend of mine. Thankfully, he doesn't watch this, so I don't have to worry about him seeing this. But there you go. So, kind of got that Two-Face thing going on right now. But yeah, that's really adorable. And that's also really fast because it's just a lot of fill-in. That is not the called for fabric or colors. That is a similar icy blue 14 count Ada. And I used a lighter pink and a lighter blue than what they asked for, because I just think this looks better. So there you go. All right, throw that over there. Next one. One of my favorites, and one that I haven't worked on a ton, but you guys have seen it if you've been around at least a couple of times. If I can find my picture for it. Okay, seriously, where's the picture for it? Well, this is annoying. Hold on one second, please. No, seriously, where is the picture for it? That's weird. Okay. I apologize, guys. I don't know where the picture is. I seem to have lost it. Huh. Okay. Well, I am sorry. I have... Oh, there it is. Okay, jeez. I don't know what's going on with me. Sorry about that. Alright, Long Dog. My only Long Dog at the moment. You belong to me. There you go, the Egyptian-themed one. Let me throw all this back in here so I don't lose it. And, as usual, I'm still just working on a whole hell of a lot of gold. So, This is, once again, not the called for colors or fabric. This is a 18 count. I'm guessing 18 count. I believe it's called Papyrus from Fabric Flare. It's the one that's printed and then it's white on the back. So, and as you can tell, I'm doing the most everything in the blue silk. I believe it's a Silks for You, and then the pyramids are in a gold sulky. So this is actually 2/1, and this is actually 1/1, and it has the same coverage. So funny that. But yeah, you can see the side of one pyramid here, and then this is another pyramid back behind it. So, I mean, I'm getting there slowly but surely. I am really tired of the gold, and I really want to get back to the silk. Um, I enjoy stitching with the silk a lot more. I mean, the silk is not bad. I like that you only need one thread for coverage, at least on on somewhat decent counts. But it's just, and it does tend to knot a little bit, but I mean not so much that it's unusable, but just enough that it's annoying. But yeah, so that's good. I enjoy that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to get back to the blue. But until then, I'm gonna keep on keeping on with those pyramids. So yeah, another one. This is a one that you guys. Hey, yeah, I think you've been seeing this week to week because I've been really excited about working on this one. I've really been enjoying it, even though it's a little bit of a pain, but it's a pain that I put myself through. So there you go. Oh, also I forgot that that bag, that Egyptian style bag, was also from Vicky Stitch and Button. She is doing You Belong to Me as well. She's not as far, but she has a really pretty lapis lazuli sort of colored silk from Silks for You as well that she's using. And I believe she's actually going to do the sulky as well. So that's that. Once again, I believe this is another Stitch and Button bag, Halloween stuff, which has nothing to do with what's in it. But this is Rebel Stitchers Disagree. What? I don't know what my cat's doing. We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. So there you go. Love that. Once again, I was thinking about doing that in trans colors, but then I decided, let's just do it in a rainbowy color, and that will be a little easier so I don't have to pick what colors stop where. Unfortunately, the way that I did this, obviously this is not the called for colors or fabric because of that. The way that I did this, and I'll see if I can explain this. I'm keeping the rainbow colors together, which means that I have to use a different string for each one in order to keep this color consistent. Keep this color consistent. Keep this color consistent. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, just I can try to explain a little bit better. But I'm trying to keep the colors flowing correctly, if that makes any sense. So that's why I'm parking. I'm using the quotation marks for parking, sort of, for all of the stuff here. But yeah, I mean, I have obviously a bunch over here, so I'm this. Let's see, where is the middle part? So love and still. So this is probably about halfway, but I have more up here and I have a lot more down here, so I'm not halfway done. Maybe, probably between a quarter and a third, maybe. that would be my guess as to about how far I am in this one. But yeah, it's still a ways to go because there's a lot of little motifs. I have like these motifs done. I need to do this one, and I don't have any of this done yet because it's obviously too far on the hoop, so too far down. And I have the very top part of this motif done. So yeah, it's maybe a quarter. So yeah, but the lettering goes pretty quick despite having to be careful. I'm having to do a little bit of fussy cutting, not too much. I'm not losing massive amounts, and I do have a good bit. Oh, let me show you the. Do I have the thingy for the thread? Yes, I do. This is a Bestitch Me. I believe. Is this a silk? I don't. It feels like a silk. So I'm not. Yeah, it is a silk. Okay. Yeah, this is sorry, Bestitch Me hand-dyed silk, all the colors. So I've got 50 yards. Well, I don't think I have quite 50 yards. I think I used this for something else. So I don't know how many yards I have left, but I do have more in case I need to jump into another one. I hope I don't. I hope I have enough here, but I'm a really, really bad judge of how much thread things take, so I am not going to make the assumption that I have enough. So we'll see. Okay. You know, looking at the hunk of thread I have left, I don't think I'm gonna have enough. But anyway, but I can get into my other group of. It's the same, so I'm not worried about color consistency or anything. It should be fine. All right, the next one, I believe, you can make a guess as to who this is, whose bag this is. So this is once again one I'll have to show you the pattern for. The cat has been fed. Don't fall for her bullshit. And this is the second one that I think, actually I might have 3 that I might be able to get done by next week. So this is number 2 that I think I can get done by next week. So I have the cat has been fed. Don't faw. So don't faw. So all I have to do is the ooh for her bullshit and fill in the cat, which I haven't decided how I'm going to fill in the cat. These are some of the call for colors, but not all, and it's a random piece of, I'm gonna guess 16, probably, count. Really pretty, beautiful fabric that I have no idea where it came from. So, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the way that they did the coloring for the cat, who is staring at me from the window right now. What? Anyway, sorry. So, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the cat yet, so that's why I'm working on the lettering, which, you know, as one could guess, goes really, really fast. So, man, I need a haircut. All my hair is hiding, or trying to unhide from my head. From my head? From my cat. Alright, next. Boy, there is a very tremulous, I think that's the right word, pile of things that I'm throwing over there right now. It's like a rock slide just waiting to happen. I'm just waiting for it. Anyway, so the last one that I started, no, what did I? Oh, I do apologize. It was the, I got them out of order. I apologize for that. The Rebel Stitch or Disagree was the one that I started last night and did not get 500 stitches on. I had just done the part of the word difference, so I apologize. I thought I had the one that I didn't finish on the bottom. I did not, so I apologize for that. This one, I think, once again, is a Stitch and Butt bag. Look, it's Halloween cats, which kind of a little bit has to do with what's going on in here for once. So let me preface this one with a little bit of an explanation. So as anybody who might have been watching my last couple of videos has heard, I'm doing a round robin, which means there's 4 people doing 4 different projects. We're each doing a quarter of the project, send it to the next person. They'll do a quarter, send it to the next person, etc. So, this is the one that I am working on. Trick or treat, smell my feet. Give me something good to eat. I am going to change that question mark to an exclamation point because I don't know. I mean, I understand how it's a question, but it's kind of more of a statement than a question. So, this is once again not obviously the called for fabric or cat. Anyway, not the called for fabric or threads. Although, well, I mean, technically, it's supposed to be. Oh no, it's supposed to be Old Crow. But yeah, it's not. But anyway, so what I'm doing is I am doing the border. Hello, Selena. Hi. Cat butt one more time. Because, cats just like showing their butts for some reason. Anyway, so I'm doing the border in black in 310. That's 3/1. And then the middle part here. Hold on, let me move this a little bit so you can see the trick or. There we go. So there we go. So this middle part I am doing in a silk, but I was afraid that that I wouldn't have enough silk for the whole thing. It was going to be kind of close, so that's why I'm doing the outline in black. And then so this is 3/1, and this is 1/1 on 14 count prank by Pictures Plus. So let me show you the thread, which is really pretty. It is Flower Silk by Stitchy Box. It's a one-off, unfortunately. It's called Deep Amethyst. It's a Silk Lover Special Edition, so unfortunately I don't have any way of getting any more. But it's really pretty purples and grays and blacks. Actually, no, just purples and blacks. Not really a gray between. So, but it's a really pretty, gives a really nice sort of thing. Yeah, this is much less than 500 stitches, and part of me was like, because all I've got is the rest of the pumpkin, the two more of these little thingies up here, one here and one here, and then of course the word treat. So I mean, there's not even close to 500 stitches left. I really thought about just finishing this, but I was just like, no, I've been working on it for a while. I just wanted a break, so I did stop that one. But that will be the third one that should have a finish for this next week. So yeah, it should be a finish palooza next week, hopefully. Because those 3 I will definitely be working on. I don't know when this is going to be sent off or when I'm going to get the next one. I know everybody's got their stuff. I know one person is done. One person, last I checked, had their stuff but hadn't started, I think. And then the other one, I think, was in the middle of working on it. So we're kind of at all different spots here. So, and I know at least one of them is probably watching, so hi. I don't know if all 3 of them are watching. But, and it's not a surprise. They know when I'm stitching. We know what each other are stitching, so it's just not like I have to hide it from them. So, there you go. In fact, I probably should have sent them a picture of this before I started this, so they kind of knew what was going on, but sorry, I forgot. I wasn't thinking about it. So, there you go. That, it didn't fall. Nice. Oh, and more cat butt. I wish you guys could hear the purrs going on. And my poor tea is getting cold. Nah, it's still pretty warm. I swear to God, is that a cat hair? I know, natural fibers. I can't roll my eyes hard enough. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright. So that is all of the actual stitching. So let me go ahead and show you some of the haul that I got here. It was a decent amount, more than I had expected. I didn't know if she was going to bring anything or not. She is the one who's running the retreat does have a store, so it's not surprising that she had stuff. First off, um, I had she had a retreat in, oh gosh, when was it? March or April, somewhere thereabouts, and it was whenever the needlework was. So I think April. And anybody who had ordered got a cookbook, but they were extraordinarily slow in sending them to her. So I finally got the cookbook. This is the first cookbook from the needlework that I've ever gotten, and it's got. Trying to find one I can. There we go. So it's got recipes. It's got. Let me see if I can try to find a page that doesn't have a. Oh, there we go. No. Let's see if I can cover this. It has patterns, and some of the patterns only show the patterns. Some of them, they actually have little finished pictures. So, I mean, just all sorts of cute little things. Tiny Modernist has a little one. I mean, just all sorts of cool little things in here. Cool, great recipes I really want to try. Don't worry, just cook. Cute. But yeah, just a little bit of everything. If you have not gotten one of these, I would recommend it. I wasn't really sure before. But yeah, there's just tons of really cool patterns in here. Silver Creek has one. There we go. So, but yeah. So anyway, chicken. What the hell? Wow. Chicken breast, chicken soup, sour cream, and stuffing. Okay. Calico beans that's from Silver Creek. Almost like a cowboy chili or something. Anyway, so that's that. So I'm looking forward to trying some of those. This was kind of I was on the fence about getting it, but I think I can probably use it for something or another. This is a, wait, did I get the other one? Or did I just get, oh. I thought I got the 25. I guess I got the 14 instead. Anyway, I think I might have grabbed the wrong one. But anyway, so this is a easy count. It is a 14 count easy count. Yeah, I think I had meant to grab the 25 and grab the 14 instead. But anyway, I got this. So I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'll use it for something. So there you go. It's very long. It's 12 inches by 43 inches. So it's going to have to be something long and skinny. But there you go. Also, I'm going to assume this is 14 count. This is a Yorkshire driftwood. 7 inches by 43 inches. So it's kind of a, I don't know, woolly gray? I mean, I don't really know how else to explain it. So, but yeah. I mean, that's pretty true to color. You know, it's just kind of a weird, like, that kind of gray that you would see like a wool suit in. So, and I just figured that might be interesting. That I'm not going to show. The person who did this, I'll do it real quick. But, oof, there we go. That she made a little pattern for us, Murder on the Menu, because, as I said before, this was a retreat. We were kind of the guinea pigs. Because what she's doing is she is trying to make a stitching themed murder mystery that she can sell to other retreats, so you can, you know, have your characters, and she'll have all the character information and what the host needs to do or needs to say and things like that. So we were the guinea pigs, kind of getting the kinks worked out of it, which is really cool. And I didn't do it. Awesome. So yeah, I was a little shady, but I was not the murderer. So actually, I was going to say who it was, but I won't, just in case she wants to sell it. Although you can actually, well, I guess I could say it because you can actually change who the murderer is. Um, but for us, at least, it was the cook in the kitchen with a knife. Yeah, of course there had to be somebody had to make a clue reference. So, but that's not saying anything, like I said, because you can make whoever you want to be the murderer. So there you go. Anyway, so some of the things I got. This is Fairy Wool in the Wood, I guess is the name. Yep. And it's You're My Jam. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So it comes with the fabric, which I think is interestingly enough, I think it's a 16 count. A little bit of fabric for the back. The string for the jam. So all you have to do is supply the thread, which I may or may not use the, obviously there's a, hold on, it's kind of a weird thread, wasn't it? It wasn't a normal, oh, it was a Romy's Creation Red Cherry. So more likely than not, since I don't really have a good place to get Romy's Creations, I'll probably find another variegated to use for that. And the rest, I believe, are just all DMCs. But that's cute. I love that You're My Jam. Stitch and Kitten. Blair the Witchy Kitty. Look, it's a kitty with a pumpkin. It's so cute. This is all DMC. I don't know whether I'm going to make the cat darker. I don't know. Selena, what do you think? Should I make the cat darker? She's got a champion loaf going on over here, so she's not really paying attention. But yeah, look at that. Is that not adorable? But yeah. So that. This I'm not going to show because I got that for somebody. And I know she watches. So, yeah. So yeah, that one I'm not showing. This is super cool. So it's called King of Hearts by Dirty Annie's. So the line is no one to hold 'em, no one to fold 'em. So they're not out yet, but she's actually going to do all four based on the Gambler song, which by Kenny Rogers, which is a song that I absolutely love. There's no one to hold 'em, no one to fold 'em. That's the king. The queen is no one to walk away, no one to run. The jack is every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. And then the ace is if you're going to play the game, you got to learn to play it right. Which it's actually if you're going to play the Game Boy, you got to learn to play it right. But I can understand why you didn't put the boy in there. But this, the jack one, the every hand's a winner, every hand's a loser. If I had the guts to have a tattoo, I would love to have that as a tattoo because I love the idea of it's kind of like your fate is what you make it. You know, either depending on what you do, you could every hand you could win or you could lose depending on your decisions, I guess you could say. And I just really like that idea of, every hand's a winner, every hand's a loser. So there you go. So yeah, but I mean, I don't have the guts to get a tattoo. So, but yeah, so that's when I saw that, I'm like, oh, and I love that song. So I definitely had to get it. They're in bits Stitch Me Silks, but I can tell you with 99% surety that I'm just gonna do all of the 310s. So it's 98 by 97, so it's not even all that big, but it's a lot of details, a lot of color changes. So it's not going to be fast. It will be slow, even though it's not very large. Next, I just thought it was really pretty. I always have a thing for ravens, so I'm thinking, I don't know. I might do that in glow in the dark. Depends on how much I want to hate myself, I suppose. So, you know. But yeah, so that's Quaternion. Yeah, Quaternion Creations, Nevermore. So that's that. And this is Pixel Pixie Cross Stitch, because you know me, I love me some Pirates of the Caribbean. That is my second favorite ride, one of my favorite movies. So yo ho, Pirates Life for me. So that is, what is the yo ho done in? Let's see. What's that? Oh, Cottage Garden Thread 1005. Yeah, I'm not doing that French knot though. Where's the square under the French knot is DMC blank. Where's the French knot? Oh, they're the parrot eyes. I'll probably just do a couple black beads or something. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll do the cottage garden. You know what this might be good in? What is that red to black that I have? Cinder. And it might really look good in cinder. Because those colors are really close to what cinder is. And again, I don't have a good place to get cottage garden threads. So, you know, we'll see. I don't have a particular time when I'm going to start this. This one, I may or may not already have. So, we'll see. This is December Stitches. Oddly perfect. Because otters, duh. I might make that middle otter purple instead of green, though. But that's really cute. What is this outside? V4025. I have no idea what that is. Oh! Wait. Well, that might be a variable. No, that's not a variable DMC. I don't know. If you guys know what V4025 is, maybe that is a variable DMC, but I don't think there's a DMC that's that shade of variable blue. So, I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, and that otter is just one color, right? For the most part. Yeah. So yeah, he wouldn't be hard to change into a purple. Anyway, so I'll worry about that later. That is future me's problem. Alright, and put this one over here because that has to be sent to somebody. Alright. Oh, one more thing. I thought there was something I was missing. So, a stocking. This was supposed to be like a 12 Days of Christmas. You open one package a day thing, but you know what? I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to wait 12 days. So, this was a package of 12 different random, well, not random, but 12 different threads of all sorts of different types. Just so you could get different threads to try. So, there's all sorts of interesting things. This is a Threadworks Krynic number 4 braid over dyed. Yeah, I mean, kind of. There you go. Yeah, you can see it pretty well. As to, it's a really shiny blue, very pretty. This is, I got a few M&Ms, 2 or 3 M&Ms. M&M Studios, which I don't think I've ever used. This is Flamingo. That's not really showing. Hold on. It's close. It's actually not. There we go. Actually, yeah, as I get further away, it's a little bit darker, a little bit deeper pink. But it is very pretty, and that is a silk. Right? It feels like a silk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a silk. Number 3, and obviously no order. Romy's Creations, Icy Day. So this is a beautiful white to purple. Nope, that is not showing. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is not showing, but It is a beautiful white to very light purple. Um, yeah, I don't know how else to show it. Can I cut my hand around it? A little bit. Not really. But anyway, you'll just have to believe me that it's really pretty. Alright, what is next on here? So this is something really neat. And it's apparently very specific. It's alpaca wool thread. It's needlepoint 14 to 18 count, cross stitch 11 count. Although I'm sure you could use it on 14. It is very thick. It is super thick. There you go. You can kind of see the ends here. But it is a floofy, very soft white thread. That would be good for like Santa hats or animals or trim, things like that. Not for big sewing. That's 12 yards. I mean, and I'm sure it's one strand. But yeah, I have to find a lot of things to work on that for, because that's gonna last a while. This one is a Threadworks. Doesn't have a name, just number 10346. So it's a pretty Halloweenish. There we go. It's a little darker than that. It's fading out a little bit, but that's pretty close. Sorry about the nastiness. Ugh, there we go. There we go. That's not much better, but anyway. So a nice orange. That is how many yards? 20 yards of, I'm sure that's 6 strand. So that's a good bit of thread on that one. And a Krynic. It's not the same blue as this one. It's a lighter blue. Almost a tiny bit greenish. So a number 8, it's also smaller. 14 to 18 count. Okay, I apologize. I will worry about that later. But anyway, so it's a Krynic number 8, fine metallic. I don't think it gives a color. No, it doesn't give a color, but kind of a bluish. This one is another Romy's creation. Warm Autumn. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it kind of shows it. It's got some brown, and it goes to like a really pretty rusty reddish color. But yeah, this light unfortunately is not really doing it justice, but it is beautiful. And that is 6 strand, 8.75 yards. So about the same as a strand of DMC. All right, another Threadworks. A cool, there we go. That's going to show up pretty well. And that's pretty true. Nice variegated green. Good for like a Frankenstein or something of that sort. So, whoops. Okay, I have a piece of random fuzz. This is another M&M Studio mustard seed. It's not showing the variegation in it, but a little bit. But it is a pretty variegated. It says mustard seed, but it was actually really good for bees or bee skeps. So, what's next in here? This is also M&M Studio, and it also has a piece of fuzz. This is Friday the 13th, which is not going to show up, I don't think, but it is. No, actually, yes, it does show up. Purples to grays to blacks. Beautiful. I am probably going to be, and this is a silk as well. 6 by silk. I'm probably going to be ordering more of this because I could see this in some sort of Halloween thing. But I'm going to guess this is 8 or 10 yards. So, depending on what I'd use it for, I don't know if I would have enough. So, and that should be orderable, I believe. And then, is this the last one? I believe this is the last one. Yes, it is. The last one we'll leave for the most normal, which is Weeks Dye Works Iris. There we go. That's actually not bad. Pretty purple into, actually, yeah, just, it looks grayish here, but it's really just some variegated purple. Which, of course, obviously, I love, because purple. But yeah, that is about everything. Yeah, it was a good bit longer this time. I think my stitching will probably settle down, so I will the ones from, after this will probably be a little shorter. But real quick, oh, you leaving? I'm not done yet. Okay, you gonna jump across me? She's trying to decide what she wants to do, apparently. And she's gonna walk across me. Yep. Have a cattail. Why don't you? No, we are not standing on my fabrics. Or on my patterns. There. Nothing I can do with her, I swear. You gonna lay down in your donut? Okay. Anyway, so last little thing here. I do want to remind you guys that I have my 50th birthday sale coming up on the 14th of August. So the next time I do this will only be a week until that. So I'll have the name down here for hold on, let me push this back here. There you go. So I will have the Instagram hashtag. It'll be, I believe it's hashtag Artcy 50th B-Day sale, I believe. But I'll double check. It's below. So it's going to be a start along / stitch along, whichever you want to do. My suggestions are either something from Artcy and or something with a dragon in it, but you can do whatever you want. I am really easy about it. You can stitch whatever the heck you want. Just use that tag if you're going to start stitching along with me on the 14th of August. So, yeah, hold on real quick. Let me just, where's all my stuff? And there is my cat next to me on her donut. She does love her donut. Hi. Yeah, once again, you can't hear the purrs. Sorry about the movement there. But anyway, so that's really about it. If you can, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Excuse me. I don't get paid for this, but it does help the algorithm, so more people get to see these videos. I do have a Ko-Fi below. If you guys want to, obviously there's no pressure on that. I forgot to look at the comments for this week, but I do read, and I will respond to every single comment. So comment anything you want. If you have a question, if you just want to talk about my cat, if you have any questions about the Sal, anything really, just, I always enjoy the conversation. All right. Nothing else I can think of. So I guess I will talk to you guys next week. So for me and a now sacked out Selena on her little donut, we will talk to you later. Bye.